Hey YouTube, coming at you from the driveway here, inside the shop. Here's what I've got today. I'm going to do a little experiment to kind of test somebody's knowledge versus the Stihl dealer, and I'm pretty sure I know who's right. But what's happened is, this is Stihl Moto mix. As you can see, these are all empty cans here. I burned all that over the course of the last 2 years between these saws. The 291 runs okay on it. The 500i though has a bark box and a max flow. And so I went to the Stihl dealer and I'm talking to him and I'm like, the saw is it's just not running right. It just doesn't have power. It seems like my 291 runs faster than my 500. At the altitude I'm at here, I'm at 7,500 feet. So of course that plays a part, but I mean the max flow should be able to offset that, right? So what I did was, I've always used this Moto mix. And so naturally the Stihl dealer says, well, you know, it's that bark box and it's that max flow. That's what's doing it. It's messing with the computer and it's causing this and that and all this other stuff. So what I did was I called Gordy with West Coast Saw and just kind of asked him, you know, hey, how does the 500i work with the Moto mix and with this stuff? You know, I mean, I'm running good fuel and I'm doing all this stuff and it's not running well. And I actually invited him to watch my last video of me log skidding, running the saw on the hillside. I mean, the saw is cutting out and bogging down and I'm cutting a 12-inch Douglas fir tree. I mean, it's nothing big. So what's happening is the saw is just not running right. And I've been dealing with this forever. I've had this saw to the Stihl shop 3 different times. And then I added the accessories to it and everything else. And so the reason why I'm doing this video is I'm going to test this theory out. I've already run it with 93 and every other video that you've ever seen, it's had that stuff in there. So I'm done using that. I'm going to dump the fuel out that's in there. I used just a can of the little Stihl HP and mixed up a gallon of fuel here. This is 87 ethanol-free fuel. So I'm curious to see, it's not that I'm questioning if Gordy knows what he's talking about, it's not that, but you have to remember this has been to the Stihl dealer 3 different times with a Stihl certified master, and they keep telling me it's the aftermarket stuff that I did to it. So what I'm gonna prove here today is whether it is 93 grade Moto mix is the culprit, or if I need to keep diving into the aftermarket stuff. Stick around. I already warmed up the saw for about 10 minutes, and what I'm going to do is make some cuts in this. This is a 14-inch Douglas fir tree, and see how the saw runs in comparison. With the Moto mix, what would happen is this would run like garbage for about 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes, and then all of a sudden it would just click and it would just turn on and it would have twice the power. So I'm hopeful that with just the regular mixed fuel, that'll fix it. Alright, so my overall impression of that, keeping in mind that's the first start with the new fuel. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cuts. I don't know that I would call it fixed. It seemed to jump into where it had more power a lot sooner, which is ultimately what I was looking for. Let's try it on this one and see how it does. This is Ponderosa Pine, and this is, I don't know, probably 12, 14 inches, same as the last one in the biggest part. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so it is my opinion that the Stihl Gold Tex lied. That saw is running now better than it ever has since I've had it. My answer about Stihl Moto Mix sucks. At least that's true for me. At 7,500 feet with the bark box and a max flow intake. You know, I mean, why would you question that? It's in a Stihl bottle. It's, you know, Stihl brand. They manufacture it. But the story is, the way that I understand it, is the octane in that is too high. That was kind of what I picked up on when Gordy was talking. The octane level of the Moto Mix is 93, and it's too high. What that does is that makes the saw run too cool. It doesn't burn hot enough. When it has that high of a level of octane, it basically it keeps it too cool. It takes too long for it to warm up. Doing this, like I said, this is better than that saw has ever run since I've owned it. And Moto Mix is the only thing that I've ever run in it. So until today, no more Moto Mix for me, guys. After I've run this for, call it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I gotta say, this stuff is garbage. The Stihl Tex flat out lied to me. This saw has been back to Stihl because it runs like garbage. All they had to do is say, hey, don't use Moto Mix, even though it says Stihl on it, you know? I'm disappointed in that. I gotta say, Gordy was right. He hit it spot on. The saw is running night and day differently. It's kind of back to what I had originally envisioned it would run as. So for what that's worth, I would definitely say this stuff is garbage. Throw it away.